I'm going to thread up for 3-thread overlock narrow, and I'm going to use my quick reference threading guide that came with my machine. And it tells me that I need an O2 needle. So there's my O2 needle. It's in place, it's on the right there. And I'm now going to thread my lower looper thread. It's sitting on the lower looper spool and going up through the lower looper thread tension section in the upper arm. Make sure your upper arm is fully extended. I'm also making sure that my foot is up. If you have the evolution, the foot is on the back. So then I'm going to click it into the tension section here at the back, the tension discs, and come round here and hook it under this metal part there. I'm going to turn my machine to threading, and you'll see nothing has happened until I turn the flywheel, and then my tubes will connect. I'm going to take the end of my thread and put it in the lower looper hole, which is the middle one, and then press my push to thread. And I'm going to look for my thread to come out of the lower looper just here. This is the lower looper, this looper there. So now I'm going to thread the upper looper with red thread, and again going up through the upper looper thread tension section down into the back of the machine. Make sure your thread clicks in there under the metal clip, and again it's going to go into the automatic thread tension section. Did I say tension? I meant threading tubes. And there it is, it's come out through the upper looper. That's the upper looper. And I'm going to put it underneath the foot there. The lower looper I'm just going to leave dangling. Now I'm going to thread the O2 needle. So again, you have a spool for the O2 needle. I'm going to thread it through the section at the top for the O2 thread. And it's going to come down through the O2 channel here, having clicked into the back again. There it goes. Goes under that metal clip, just as the others did. Then it goes along here, under this plastic arm, over the top and down. And then thread it into the little arm there for the thread, and then you're going to thread up the needle. I'm having to do this from quite a long way away because I'm around the got the camera between me and the machine. You also have a threader that you can use, but I like the challenge of not working with one. Right, so there I'm set up with my threads. I'm now going to put my machine back to serging, but there's still a few things I need to check. I need to check my stitch selector. It says I need to be on B, and I am on B. I need to check my width, and it's going to be the lower number because it's the number nearer to here, so it's less width. So we're looking at the lower number, and it's 3, so I'm going to put it on 3. And then the stitch length, we don't want these outline numbers. They refer to the rolled edges, and we're not doing rolled edges. We have exactly the same numbers around here, and that's the ones we're going to use. And we're going to put it on a 4. My knife is actually locked down. I was using a cover stitch before. So I've unlocked it, and actually it hasn't even come up. And that's because you need to turn the flywheel before it will. So there it goes, there's the knife up. And that is everything for your 3-thread narrow. I just set my machine up for a 3-thread overlock narrow, and now I'm going to make it into a 4-thread overlock. And again, I'm going to refer to my chart. First thing I need to do is to put another needle in. I need a needle in the O1 position. It's easiest if you put your foot down. I actually find it easier if I take my foot off. So I'm literally going to feed the needle in with the flat section at the back. And you do have a little brush with a hole in the end that you can use to push your needle up. And then you're going to take your Allen key and you're going to turn and make sure that your needle is securely in and all the way to the top. Otherwise you'll have problems. Right, I'm going to pop my foot back on. To do that, I'm just going to lift my foot to the highest level, push it down and press the little metal piece at the back of the foot, and my foot's clicked on. Now before I thread from my needle thread in, put my needle thread in, I'm going to lift my foot. Always thread with your foot up. So I have my 01 needle sitting on the Overlock needle 1 spool. It goes up through the upper tension arm at 01, clicks into the back of the machine. Again, it comes down and goes under this metal clip here. Goes along the same path as my 02 needle. And then it's just a question of threading it. And I should have clipped the end off before I started. Right, and I'm just going to pop that thread underneath the foot. You can use your tweezers to do that. It's a lot easier than using big fingers. Right, do I have any more adjustments to make? I'm going from a 3-thread overlock to a 4-thread narrow. Yes, I need to change my stitch selector to an A. I have my knife up. My stitch length, I could make it a little bigger. I'm going to leave it on a 3 there. And my stitch width, it says here my stitch width is 6.5, and that's because it's that needle, the 01 needle. It's further away from the edge, so it's going to be the bigger number. So I might increase my size here to a 6.5. And otherwise everything else is good and ready to sew 4-thread overlock.